Speaking of crowning, the much-anticipated 2022-23 Premier Soccer League Awards take place tonight, and there has been much talk leading up to tonight, especially when it comes to the Coach of the Year. Now, to help us look at the awards, we are joined by sports writer Tshepang Mailwane. Tshepang, thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate your time.
Good evening, Gwen, and good evening to your viewers.
Let's start with the coach of the season. I mean, there's been a lot of talk around who deserves to be the coach of the season. Rhulani Mokwena won the league with 7 games to go. And you just had Orlando Pirates that have won 2 trophies, finished second. That's bound to be one of the tough ones for the judges tonight.
Yeah, true, Gwen. And I've seen a lot of people debating, especially on social media, when it comes to coach of the season. There are many who feel that Jose Ribeiro has a good shout at the award, but I think not many may have been aware that it's for DStv Premiership, what the coaches have done in the DStv Premiership. So Pirates have won the MTN8, they've won the Nedbank Cup, which is great, and it's a good season for Ribeiro, but it's based on what Pirates have done in the league. But that does also not completely rule him out, because I think he's done pretty well coming into his first season into the PSL, getting the team into second place, qualifying for the CAF Champions League. Obviously, they had a slow start, but picked up in the second half and did very well to get to where they are. It's just going to be tricky, obviously, when you're coming up against Rhulani Mokwena, who, like you mentioned, they won the league with 7 matches to go. And you look at the stats that Sundowns have this season. In terms of getting to 70 points. I think the last 5 titles that they had won before this, consecutive titles, they had not reached 70 points. They've scored, I think, over 50 goals this season. They've conceded under 20. He's given a few youngsters opportunities to play there, and they've played some good football. So I think Rhulani probably stands the best chance of winning it based on the stats, based on how Sundowns performed this season. But you never really know with this. I mean, we've seen Penny McCarthy winning it before, and with Amazulu when they qualified for the Champions League.
And I guess, as you say, it's the fact that it's the DStv Premiership coach of the season, meaning that it will be the 30 matches that are being used to decide who is the coach in this instance. But let's move on to another award, the footballer of the season. And I mean, there's been a lot of talk also. Gavin Hunt has already weighed in on this one as to say, well, does a goalkeeper really deserve to win this? But it looks like a goalkeeper is definitely the front runner for this one.
Yeah, true. I think with goalkeepers, it's always tricky because one, especially in South Africa, I mean, maybe the teams have it, but we never really get to see how many saves a goalkeeper has made per game. Or maybe it's just me. I don't see those stats regularly. So a goalkeeper can keep 19 clean sheets in a season, as is the case with Ronwen Williams. But at times you find that during the game he maybe had 1 or 2 saves to make. But it obviously does not downplay what he did for Sundowns this season. He's been a colossal figure at the back, because he's come in and he's also played a key role in how Sundowns build up from the back. He passes the ball very well. Sundowns build up through him when they start play. So you can't deny that he has played a key role. My thing at times is that I would really love to see the stats of a goalkeeper in terms of how many saves he made, and key saves at that, because at times maybe it's saves that might not be as important in a game. But he's got a big one against Saleng and Mokwena, because those two have had a very good season.
And I mean, those naturally would be the big awards that have got a lot of people talking. In your opinion, which other award is another big one, and that is bound to be a touch and go, as it were?
I'm looking forward to the Young Player of the Season award. I guess maybe, I've always followed young players, and I like to see their progress. And you look at what Maseko, what Oluwethu Makhanya and Cassius Mailulu have done for their clubs this season. It's obviously interesting to see who will win that one. And it obviously gives these young ones motivation whether or not you win it, but the fact that you are nominated gives you motivation to go forward and try and, maybe next season challenge for the player of the year. So I'm looking forward to that one. There's also the midfielder of the season.
Yep.
It's one I look forward to as well. Tshepang Mailwane is there. So these are awards that always sort of spark a debate. Even defender, you've got your CBC there who's just won the Nedbank Cup, but obviously it's DStv Premiership. You've got Msimango who's expected to go to Kaizer Chiefs next season. We've seen it happen before when Jabulo Ngobo, one defender of the season, went to Chiefs and things didn't go well for him, and you wonder what happens now with given Msimango if he were to win it. Then there's Khuliso Mudau there as well, who's done extremely well on the right for Sundown. So, I'm going to sit back, get my snacks and something to drink and enjoy the awards tonight.
Well, just briefly before I go, let's see how brave you are. Coach of the year, footballer of the season, who do you call?
Coach of the year, Rulani Mokwena. For me, footballer of the season, Saleng.
All right. Tshepang, thank you so much, as always, for making time to speak to us. Sports writer Tshepang Mailwane talking to us about the PSL awards that are happening tonight. And fresh from Orlando Pirates winning the Nedbank Cup, the question is, Jose Rivero, has he done enough to upstage Rulani Mokwena in the coach of the season, who seems to be the front runner?